Ladies, Faye here, and it's lovely to be back doing a live. It's been a couple of weeks, a tough couple of weeks, and yeah, it feels like a long time since I've actually been in here. So if you're joining me on the live, I'd love you to say hello so that I know that you're there. So if you thought I had gone AWOL and you kind of missed some of my posts recently, my eldest daughter, Charlie, who's 9, was recently diagnosed with leukemia, which is a blood cancer. And that was 2 weeks ago. And it's been a really bloody tough 2 weeks. Now, that is not what this live is about. But I know that some of you may have thought I've just gone missing. And also some of you might be wondering what on earth's going on. I haven't been as present in this group as as I would like to be. And there's obviously been an enormous reason for that. Hey, Karen, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Karen says big hugs. I'm such a hugger. And honestly, that's been one of the many really tough things about what we've been through recently is that I want to hug people. People want to hug me. They want to just give me a hug and say it's all right, Faye, and I want to do the same back to them because people are also feeling really uncomfortable seeing me, I'm realising. So I hate it that we can't hug these days. So for those of you out there that are fellow huggers, I would be hugging you right now. Oh, it's lovely to see so many names come up. Hey, Beverly, Haley, Latiana, lovely to see you. So I wanted to jump in today, firstly to say hello, I'm here. Don't avoid me. Business is still running and we're doing all right. So we're 2 weeks in and far out. It's a massive roller coaster, right? And a tough roller coaster. But I've always said that I absolutely love my business and nothing has changed there. And of course, I'm prioritizing family over business. But this is what keeps me going. It gives me focus, gives me something to do that I love. You know, I'm spending a lot of time in hospitals at the moment. I thankfully have a business that I can, get my iPad and work to a certain degree from the hospital and do things like that. So please don't think I've gone missing or AWOL. I'm absolutely here. And, to be honest, in my business, my first priority right now is my paying clients and making sure that I am absolutely delivering for them. And then all my other marketing comes after that. So I've been a little bit distant on socials for obvious reasons, but I'm totally getting my shit into gear today before we hit the hospital Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Okay, so that is not what this is about, but I really appreciate your concern, your messages, your lovely comments. Honestly, we've just been bombarded in a beautiful way with so much love, generosity, community spirit. It's been an eye-opener and absolutely phenomenal. So I can't thank those of you enough that have really supported us. It's going to be a long journey. We've got 6 to 9 months of intensive treatment and then 18 months after that of chemotherapy tablets. So it's a big marathon we're on, but we absolutely will shake it off. So what I wanted to talk about today was, I've always talked about my own personal experiences and how they play out in business and the things that I learn from, the good stuff and the tough stuff. And I like to share those with you. So, this was always going to be a group where I'd be transparent about what's going on in my life. And obviously we're going through a bit of a shit time at the moment. But one of the things I'm really realizing that I think is very relevant right now is about time and prioritization. Now, obviously I am a little bit obsessed with time management, and I realised that with coronavirus, so many of us were struggling. We were thrown into a completely new environment. Many of us were homeschooling. Many of us were having to work with family members around us, lots of distractions. It was a bloody tough time. And now restrictions are lifting for many people. You might find yourself in a position where you've got more time on your hands now than you have over the last few months, right? And that is a beautiful thing. And it can feel like an absolute luxury. We've done it tough and it's been really difficult running businesses during that time. And now for many of you, and it depends what type of business you run, obviously, there are still businesses that are very much struggling and their norm, then they are not even remotely back to normal. But for those of you that are starting to find your groove again, you might be finding that you've actually got a lot more time on your hands than you've been used to over the previous few months. And the risk that you run there is feeling that you have this luxury of time and therefore you can kind of just relax back, ease into it and just kind of, I suppose plod along a little bit. And one of the things I've realised is that because I've gone from coronavirus to leukemia, I haven't had that space of luxury of having time on my hands, of dropping the kids off at school and having a whole day ahead of me. And that was what I was really, really looking forward to, right? I was so looking forward to having 5 days a week, 9 till 2:30, 3 o'clock, and thinking about how luxurious that would feel to have all that time on my hands. And I've not had that. And what I've had is like the pressure, even, the pressure mounted even more so. What's interesting though is, I've been running with coronavirus and homeschooling and the juggling, and I've just continued that sprint, which is definitely going into a marathon now, continued that sprint, and it's made me prioritize my time even better. So I'm not suggesting that you suddenly act as if some kind of horror has hit your family. But what I do want you to think about is how you're spending the time that you've got right now. Because the more time we allow ourselves to do anything, the more time it will take to do those things. So if you've got 3 hours to do a project today, then you will take probably 3 hours to do it. Whereas if your back was up against the wall like mine is, you might be able to get that project done in an hour or 45 minutes. So I want you to think about when you're chugging into tasks, are you actually spending your time really smartly and acting as if your back's up against the wall, blocking out distractions and getting really focused? Or have you fallen into that trap of going, whoa, I've got so much time on my hands now that I'm not used to, I'm just going to really enjoy this. Now, it's not that I want you to start working as if you're under high levels of stress, like perhaps I am right now. I don't want you to feel like that. But the beauty of this shift in mindset for many people is that you will carve out time in your week to spend on other things that you might have been putting off. Maybe you've been procrastinating over, or things you really, really want to do, but you just didn't feel like you had the time to do. And one of those things might be you might take an extra whole day off a week in your business because you now realize that when you work smartly, you actually can afford to do that, both financially, but also from a time point of view. You can get all of your work done in 3 or 4 days a week. I certainly learned that with coronavirus. I mean, I think I worked really smartly anyway, but with COVID, I worked a lot smarter because of homeschooling. And now, 2 to 4 days of my week are going to be taken out in hospital trips. But this week we've got 2 days. So you can imagine how focused I am in my day today, and how focused I'll be on Thursday and Friday when I'm back in the office. Now, I'll get stuff done while I'm in the hospital, but I absolutely have to be like working like a mofo with steam coming off my keys today and Thursday and Friday to really deliver on what I want to do in my business. And it makes me much more productive and makes me work a lot smarter. It also makes me look at who I can delegate to, who I can outsource to. Never have I ever worked smarter in my life before. My business has been running as per practically normal over the last 2 weeks since this diagnosis. So I just want to sow that seed and get you thinking about how you can work really smartly when your back isn't up against the wall. I don't want you to be in my position, but I want you to be able to create as much time as possible in your business to do the things that are really important to you. Because coming full circle in terms of what I'm going through at the moment, the things that are actually important in life are spending time with your family and your friends and quality time. So if you can work smarter in your business and that allows you to have more time with the people that are important to you, then that is a massive bloody win. So really coming back off the back of Corona, like don't just settle into wasting the time that you've kind of learnt how to use more smartly, if that makes sense. So I'd love to know from those of you on the live, just jump into the comments and let me know, is this resonating with you? Are you realizing that you're kind of falling back into spending longer doing things that you didn't need to do, or spending longer on them than's required? Or are you still working really smartly as if, maybe you were homeschooling or that you were juggling many balls that you were previously? I'd love to know what's going on for you right now. Hello, Jane. It's lovely to see you. Hey, Katrina and Kelly Joy. What an awesome name. I love your comments. Thank you so much. Katrina said, it's amazing you're here and finding the space and time for us. I get that it's one of your loves. I'm so glad I joined Shine. Lots of love. Oh, thank you so much. It really does, in the words of Marie Kondo, spark joy for me. Being in here and being with my clients energizes me. So I will make the time to find those pockets in my day, because purely selfishly, you fuel me. You make me feel better. I love doing this stuff. So, you know, I really appreciate being here. Thanks, Katrina. Marie Louise said, I'm not working full time and doing my biz at night. I think that maybe I'm now working. So I'm actually loving the extra time and I'm using it well. That is music to my ears. That's the thing. I think the message of this is really about make sure you're using any extra time that you've got really well, and don't start falling into the trap of kind of squandering precious time when you probably learned how to work much more smartly during the coronavirus. Lagiana said, today I sat down and started planning out my week. Awesome. We have 2 more weeks of school and I'm preparing for the busy summer ahead. Good on you. Hey, Kelly. That's nice. So happy to see your smiling face. I'm happy to be here. Hey, Anu. She said, not struggling working like a focused ninja when I need to, just to hear your voice and send a little more love. Thank you so much. Gianna said, I love listening to your voice. You calm me. I'm not sure that my husband would agree with you on that, but I'm going to take that as a positive. Thank you very much. All right, so if you're watching the replay, please comment below, #replay, and let me know what resonated with you. I'd love to know what's going on in your world right now and what's working for you from a productivity point of view. You know, this is 1st of June. We're nearly halfway through 2020. What a bitch of a year. And I think we're all learning a lot. I certainly am. Something that's really getting me through this at the moment is recognizing those learnings, and Charlie is being phenomenal in that space. So I would like to know what you have learned from a productivity point of view that has taken you from kind of the worst of coronavirus through to now, for some of us really coming out, that hibernation, restrictions ending, and what you can put into practice in your business that you've learned that will make you work smarter and not harder. Because, you know, I think, and I've taken a lot from COVID that I'm now putting into practice with leukemia, okay? Yeah, Lagiana's still in May. You still got like, what, 12 hours or something to go? I'm not sure, a day to go. All right, thank you so much to those of you joining me for the live and watching the replay. I really appreciate it. I love you being here. Don't stop posting in this group, interacting. I am here. I am running a business that means the world to me, and it's really important for me to find some normality in this shitstorm. So don't back off from me, okay? I really, really ask you to do that. Hey, Casey, she says, morning, Faye. Love the slow starts of the morning and the walk to the coffee shop. After that, I feel like I filled my cup. Yeah, that's really important, right? Fill your cup, and I think that kind of energizes you, right? You know, after that, I feel like I filled my cup, prepared myself mentally, and done something fun with the kids. From there is a juggle, caring for them and working. Appreciate your commitment to us at this time, and sending you lots of love and good vibes to your whole family. Thank you very, very much. Kelly said, working nighttime has been working better for me. And that's a great realization, right? I've talked a lot about energy levels. For me, I'm a morning person. I would prefer to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, slam out a load of work, than try and do it in the evening. So I'm definitely what we call a morning gazelle. Kelly is clearly a night owl. So look at where your energy levels are at their highest. Work your smartest. My God, it's just, you know, it's a refreshing way to be able to work, because we're not chained to our desk doing a 9 to 5 in a corporate. We have the ability and flexibility to work how we want to. And that's why I can work from a hospital when, like, for example, Charlie's under anaesthetic tomorrow. I will sit in the waiting room. I'll probably knock out a couple of hours work, but I'll have planned ahead and I'll know what I'm going to do in that time, because I've got to prioritize all of that time really, really well. And that has been something I've done for many years anyway, but with coronavirus certainly kind of helped me fine tune that ability to focus and prioritize really smartly. Haley said, totally into productivity too. One of the reasons I love this group so much. Thank you. You know, it's like completely an obsession of mine, right? But knowing that sometimes it's okay to park a few things too is a-okay. And that's a really good point. Actually, I'm pleased you brought that up. I know I was about to wrap up, but I just want to add to that. Something that this whole journey has made me realize even more so than ever is that I do need to work with the things that are most important to me, the critical things that have to be done, that keep money coming into my business, keep my clients happy and keep me visible, because I don't want anyone thinking I've gone into hibernation for 2 years. I've worked for 13 years to get my business to where it is. I'm not about to give up now just because the big C hits us, right? But I do also need to be very focused on what is most important, and some projects I've just got to walk away from. There are some big things that I'd love to have been doing right now before COVID and now before leukemia that I just have to park, and I am getting much better at accepting that. So I hope that, thank you Hayley for bringing that up. I hope that that's been a nudge to some of you that may need that kind of almost like permission to go, it's all right. That big thing that I wanted to launch or do can wait several weeks or months, or it might even be a year. It's okay. Prioritize the things that are most important to you. Don't give yourself a hard time, but focus on spending your time wisely. That was a nice point to end on, Hayley. Thank you. All right, I am going to go because I have to go and pick up a newspaper. Charlie is apparently on the front of our local newspaper today, and the school principal told me. I had no idea. So I'm going to go and buy the paper to show her and put in her journal that we've created to kind of document her journey, because I think one day she's going to look back on this and realise how incredibly brave she is. And on that note, I've managed to get through this without any tears. High five to me. And I'm going to go and buy that newspaper. So thank you for being here. Have a cracking rest of your day. Looking forward to hanging out with you later in the week. I'm Faye from Busy Business Women, and it's awesome to be here. See you later, ladies. Bye.